Is it James Harden or Russell Westbrook?
Well, look, the Rockets are facing a superior opponent. It's as simple as that. So they're going to need both of their stars to be at the top of their game. But if you ask me to pick one, it's obviously Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is the guy. He's the X factor. He's the guy that makes Houston so different and so difficult to deal with. When LeBron James raved about the Rockets' speed after game one, he was essentially talking about Russell Westbrook. If you take Westbrook off of that court, the Rockets aren't exceptionally speedy. They aren't exceptionally fast. They don't even play that fast without Westbrook. They shoot fast, but they don't necessarily get up and down the floor without him. When he is playing at breakneck speed and attacking the defense, that's what keeps the opponent off balance on both sides of the ball because of his aggressiveness. And what he's got to do, Jenna, is forsake that three-pointer that I'm sure the Lakers are going to beg him to take tonight. In the regular season, he played the Lakers twice. He was great, 38 points a game, 50% shooting. They split those games. He only took 2 3-pointers. In these first 2 games in the playoffs, he's taken 12 3-pointers. So Russell Westbrook has got to make the adjustment, be aggressive, and of course, when he gets in the paint, he's got to make better decisions. But yeah, he's got to stop settling for that 3 ball and be in attack mode. That'll get the Lakers off balance.
Nick?
Listen, I think one of the reasons I love Russell Westbrook so much is because he reminds me of my son. Seems incredibly good-natured, has a great heart, works very hard, and is just at times, and sometimes the worst possible times, a total knucklehead. And it's like, you got to be kidding me, man. And that is Russ in the postseason. I mean, Russ, the answer is Russ. LeBron's going to be excellent tonight. Mark it down. LeBron's going to have a monster game. It's the swing game of the series. He's going to be great. So Harden has to match him. So then it's about, okay, can Russ neutralize what Anthony Davis produces? Russ, his last good playoff game was game 3 of the first round last year. I'll give you a more jarring number. In his last 25 playoff games, that brings us all the way back to the OKC Golden State 3-1 series when KD was still there. From that moment until now, he has shot above 50% one time. In the playoffs, man, Russ can't help himself. Once in his last 25 playoff games, he's been above 50%. And that's threes, non-three. He just is who he is. And I love him, and I root for him. But I also don't think the Rockets can win tonight because I think LeBron's going to be exceptional tonight without Russ playing well. And it's just if you're betting, Brandon, on Russ playing well over his playoff career, more often than not, you come up short.
Yeah, it's not even close, Nick. It has to come down to Russell Westbrook. He'll determine not only the outcome of this game, but this series. I mean, there's a lot we can learn from Russ. Confidence, get back up, get knocked down, get back up, get knocked down, get back up. I mean, this guy, I mean, when you talk about mental toughness, when you talk about sports psychology, he has it. Someone asked him after, I think, game 2, they asked him, hey, you had a bad game. He said, what bad game? Right? Like, that's what you want out of your players. Short memory, get to the next play, get to the next game. But there comes a point where you have to understand that you're hurting your team. Now, I respect Russ for everything he's already done and what he's accomplished, but right now in this moment, Russ has to find a way to contribute on the defensive end, will continue to contribute on the defensive end, crash the boards, and get his teammates involved. That's what we need to see out of Russ. I remember playing with Amari Stoudemire in AAU basketball, Team Nike, and we were actually playing in a bubble. We were playing at Wide World of Sports in Orlando, Florida. And we drive up to this big competition. We're playing against Team Adidas. We're Team Nike. We got the Atlanta Celtics. We have all these who's who in AAU basketball. And I was playing like crap. I couldn't find the bottom of the net. Everything was off. Amari Stoudemire looked at me. He said, Brandon, focus on defense. Get rebounds. We got you. We'll get you in position. And that's what needs to happen with Westbrook. So if he can do that, I think they'll have a chance to win this game.
I'm gonna go the other way, Broussard. Bombs away, everybody. Light it up, Westbrook. You gotta let it go. There's one way they can win. It's by hitting 63s, and Westbrook's got to hit them. And I know he hasn't been great. I know he's career 30% free throw shooter. He's been 3 for 18. I don't care. You got to shoot. You miss every shot you don't take. Now, I do think if I'm going to eliminate one thing, I'm going to eliminate these Daryl things that Daryl Morey hates, these terrible mid-range elbow jumpers that he loves. Get rid of those. Attack the basket. If it's there, get a layup. Don't worry about LeBron smacking your ball like a volleyball. And then take some threes, buddy. It'll even out. You got to shoot. He's got to do it. Nick, we talked about it. There's one way they can win. They got to win on the math. And I said they were going to hit 60. They didn't. They hit 53. Third most ever. We didn't even talk about it on the show. Hey, we attempted the third most threes of all time. And we didn't talk about it. It's like, oh, they got to do it. We just need a few more. But Russ, if we're going to go that route, Russ got to take them. Go.
But here's where you're wrong. Russ doesn't have to take them. Because they set that record in a game I think Russ wasn't even playing when he was hurt early. Like Broussard, if I'm the Rockets, everyone has a green light to shoot except Russ. And Russ, if he gets the ball at the three-point line, he's the only guy who is going to first step try to get to the rim. And then the defense collapses, and then he kicks it out. When this micro ball was working, Broussard, it was working because Russ, for the first time in his career, had great shooting around him. He was attacking and kicking it to it, or attacking and going to the rim. That's what he's got to do. But his seasons have ended in the last few years. Well, especially Broussard, his seasons have ended with him. There was a game where he took 18 threes and a game where he took 19 threes in OKC. He likes to shoot the damn three ball in the playoffs. It's just not a good idea for him, Broussard.
Light it up.
But nobody's going to tell him to stop,
Nick,
Broussard.
Wilds, I'll try to find a silver lining in what you said. All the other Rockets bomb away. Russ, no way. But his legacy is on the line. He's a Hall of Famer. We all know that, all-time great. But his postseason, Nick hit it on the head. His last 4 postseasons, including this one, he's below 40% shooting, all out in the first round since Kevin Durant left. Yeah. That is going to be a big but on Russ's legacy if he can't turn this thing around in the playoffs.